Tonight marked only the second time, like I said, in Jackson history that the Ironmen have played in a regional championship. And Danny Dean was lucky enough to see that title game against Zanesville.
Oh, yeah, I did. And you know, Justin, I can't really give away the goods just yet, but this game was a bruiser. The last time these two teams faced was 7 years ago, and that was Andy Hall's first year at Jackson. And earlier this week, Hall told me that the Ironmen were more determined than ever, but Zanesville started off strong. 8 minutes in, this animal, Leo Crosby, you're going to hear a lot about him. He busted 14 yards, put them in good field position, and the Blue Devils, they will take the handoff, and he is in the end zone. Crosby is. It's end zone or bust for him. They go up 7-0, but Jackson does not take that lightly. Johnny Farley on this return says, "You've got size, well, I've got speed." He is going to juke a couple of Zanesville defenders, and he runs it all the way down the sideline to the Zanesville 46-yard line, but right after that, they'll fumble it, and Zanesville recovers, and surprise, surprise, look who it is. Crosby again up the middle for a 24-yard gain, putting the Blue Devils at the 36-yard line. And right after that, quarterback Derek Grandstaff drops back, throws a beautiful touchdown pass to Alessio Amato. The Blue Devils stretch their lead 14-0. The Ironmen have the perfect response, though. Hunter Sexton hits Colin Massey for, what is it, Justin?
He gone.
That's right, 62 yards into the end zone. They go up 14-7. Now back to this powerhouse, Leo Crosby. He bulldozes his way into the end zone. They're up 21-7 before the half, and they went on to win the regional championship 38-14.
Wow, Danny, so Zanesville really dominated out there tonight. Tell me more about number 36, Leo Crosby. That kid sounded like a force.
Oh yeah, we are talking about 6 feet, 220 pounds of pure grit. That Jackson defense was no match for Crosby. He ended the night with 287 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, when he got the ball, he was something else. He was constantly getting gang tackled, and he would throw defenders off his back with ease. Also, on the other side of the ball, he is a dominant linebacker.
So what happened to Jackson's defense against the Blue Devils? They normally stuff runners at the line, Danny.
You know, that's the thing. Crosby was not the only force on their offense. The offensive line overpowered the Ironmen. Get this stat, Justin. The O-line's average height and weight is 6'3", 281 pounds. These were big boys, and they were no joke. Their left guard, Coulter Wilson, he is 6'6", 315 pounds, and it really affected Jackson's ability to make plays against the Blue Devils.
So that final score for it was 21, and you've covered Jackson all year. How did this game differ from expectations?
You know, going into this tonight, I thought it was going to be a low-scoring, tough defensive game, and I thought field position was going to be a major factor, but it was just the opposite. It came down to all the big plays. Every time Jackson put Zanesville in a tough situation, the Blue Devils, they'd whip out a big play and they'd shake everything up. For example, late in the second quarter, on a 3rd and long, Grandstaff threw it about 10 yards to Ben Kaufman, and Kaufman sprinted all the way inside the Jackson 20 for 68 yards. Now, as I said earlier, Crosby almost racked up 300 yards, and Derek Grandstaff threw for 124 yards collectively, and the Blue Devils, they totaled 456 yards. 332 of those were rushing.
So, Danny, it looks like Jackson's run game was not as strong as usual.
I mean, guys like Raymond Potter, Colin Massey, Johnny Farley, they are normally the guys that get the yards, and they didn't tonight. The Zanesville defense overwhelmed the Ironmen's run game. And that being said, Jackson should be proud of all they've accomplished this season. An SEOAL title and a strong playoff run is something that community will always remember.
Like you said, another strong year for Jackson, and Danny, thanks a lot. So he said it, Jackson stormed through the SEOAL on their way to a 9-1 regular season record. Griffin Ratcliffe hits rewind.